Talk for Glory, episode 147. We are about a solid 72 hours away from AEW All Elite Wrestling's Revolution. And what a revolution the company has made since its debut in 2019. But before we get into our AEW Revolution 2023 predictions, introductions are always going to be a must. So I'm Enigma V4.
I'm Smooth.
And this is our AEW Revolution 2023 predictions.
What's up, everybody? How you guys are doing, man?
Hey guys, it's a Thursday. Nothing normally goes on a Thursday.
Feels good to be back. Enigma, 1 through 10, how excited are you for AEW Revolution?
Honestly, Revolution has been maybe my second favorite show next to Double or Nothing.
Yeah. I agree. Last year's Revolution was great too.
I believe it is. Yeah, it's definitely like number 2 for me. Because it's AEW's first pay-per-view of 2023, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So that's what I also like. I like the first ever pay-per-view of a lot of companies. And Revolution just gives me that feeling of, so this is what AEW is going to bring in the new year. Even though it's in February and it's not like Wrestle Kingdom or Royal Rumble where it's in January, but I'm so looking forward to what they got to bring us. Speaking of what they got to bring us, let's dive into the first match, and that match is featuring absolute, underrated, a future TNT, and may I even say, future AEW World Champion, Ricky Starks versus Le Champion, the Demo God, the Wizard, Y2J, the Alpha,
Ocho.
the Ocho guys. Oh my God, I love doing that one. The Ocho.
Chris Jericho.
The GOAT, Chris Jericho. With the Jericho Appreciation Society banned from ringside.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Enigma. I'm really looking forward to this match. But now that I heard about the stipulation being a part of the match, it got me even more excited because now we know like there won't be any interference and whoever wins is gonna get a clean victory. It's not gonna be over cheating or a distraction or like I said, interference. So that's a plus in this match for me. And it kind of reminds me of his match with Eddie Kingston, remember?
Right. That kind of was one of my problems with Jericho's matches. Like, they kind of had a little too much JAS for me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me.
I agree. But I'm looking forward to this match and Chris Jericho trying to help build Ricky Stark into a superstar and giving him the rub here. So I'm looking forward. I like the feud so far. I like the future of Ricky Starks. So I got Ricky Starks winning this one. What's your thoughts on this match?
I can't go against Ricky Starks no matter what, because I believe he's still the absolute underrated, absolute future of AEW. This man is going to carry 2023, and I think this match is the launching pad. Also, Ricky Starks for AEW World Champion, either 2024 or late 2023.
Yes.
Ricky Starks has...
Wait, hold on. Ricky Starks has huge potential. So I'm really looking forward. And who else better than Le Champion, the Demo God, the Wizard, the Ocho, Chris Jericho, then to give him the rub. And before we get into the next match, one more thing I want to ask you.
Right.
Well, you think there will be a trilogy match, like one final match?
No, because I would rather Ricky, ride off into the sunset with his feud against Jericho on a high note.
Yeah.
Some matches don't need a round 3. Some matches...
A rub match, right?
Yeah, some matches don't even need a round 2.
Yeah. But I can see why they even have a round 2 for Ricky Starks at Revolution. And who else then? Chris Jericho, man.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Again, long live the Ocho.
Really looking forward to this match, guys.
On to our next match, we have... How many nicknames do we have for this guy? A pioneer in tag team wrestling. a former world champion, the master of the kill switch, the leader of the peeps, Jungle Boy's father figure. Some may say better than Edge. I'm not one of them, but some may say
crazy.
Legend TNA. God damn.
WWE future Hall of Famer.
WWE future Hall of Famer. Goddamn Christian Cage versus no longer a tag team guy, making it on his own. No more dinosaurs. It is Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and his kick-ass theme song.
In a no-holds-barred match.
In a no-holds-barred match.
You want to take it away for this one first?
All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty meh about this because I think we what 2 months without Jungle Boy or Christian like interacting with each other. I think Christian got injured, so he went like MIA for a bit, and then just Adam was like, all right, we're gonna pick up where the feud left off. Which I don't mind it. It's just Jungle Boy was doing like 50 other things right after this, so it kind of made me forget about the Christian feud.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like AEW, they like, all right, come back. Wait, Enigma.
What's up?
On the card, did he put is Keith Lee and Swerve announced?
No, it's not.
It's not a match?
No, it wasn't announced. I saw something about it on Rampage.
What the heck? Well, we'll probably hear. But yeah.
Remember, guys, whenever we hear stuff about like, even if it's like 5 seconds after we go live, that's aftermath.
Yeah. Damn. But yeah, I was gonna refer that to this. Like, I feel like this is very last minute. All right, guys, Christian, come back. We're gonna surround you around Jungle Boy Jack Perry all over again. So that way you both can have something to do at Revolution, and we're gonna take it on, pick up where we left off. But I feel like it kind of got stale and it lost a lot of momentum. Like I really don't care for it now. It's like it's whatever.
Yeah, like I don't care about this as much as I used to, but because Christian and Jungle Boy are just that good in the ring, it somewhat makes me care about the match, not the story. Kind of stop giving 2 fucks about the story.
Yeah,
I gotta give credit. Next to now Sami Zayn, Jungle Boy delivers 1 kick-ass spear.
I agree. But I'm hoping we could get a good match out of Christian and Jungle Boy. They are 2 great performers.
Really good storytellers.
Yeah, really good storyteller. Jungle Boy, I feel like he can seize this moment. But I'm going to have to go with Christian Cage winning this match. What you think?
I gotta go with Jungle Boy. I think him beating Luchasaurus was the first chapter and getting over all this stuff. And then beating Christian will be the final chapter. All right, it's time for me to move on with my life. I got better things to do. I gotta go try to be world champion.
Yeah, well, at least try to make it up high in the rankings.
Yeah.
And let me put this behind me now. I beat Luchasaurus. Now the only person in my way is Christian Cage. So I can see what you're saying.
That's the only way I can see it. That's the only way I can see for Jungle Boy to overcome his stuff. First beat Luchasaurus, which he did. He tapped him out. That's kind of big in my opinion.
Yeah.
He splashed him through the table, and then he made him tap out.
And then he lost to Christian Cage, right?
Yeah. No. I don't think they even fought.
Oh, they were just kept like just being a shot at each other, right?
Yeah, they just kept fighting. I don't count like getting attacked and then getting thrown in the ring and then the ref rings the bell and then you get hit with the. I don't count that.
Okay. But hopefully this ends the feud. I love Christian. I love Jungle Boy Jack Perry, but this needs to end. It's been going on way too long. So I got Christian Cage.
And I got Jungle Boy.
Okay.
All right. Time for the next match, and that is the Innovator of Violence. Is he the leader of the BCC? Or is there no leader?
I don't think there is a leader.
All right. The Innovator of Violence. The guy that can't stop bleeding.
Oh, God.
2 guys that basically became fathers almost around the same ballpark.
2 former AEW World Champions.
2 former AEW World Champions. It is Jon Moxley versus absolute cowboy shit, Hangman Adam Page. in a
in the
Texas
Texas
death
Death
match.
Match. When was the last Texas Death Match? Paige had it was against Lance.
Yeah, it was against Lance, and I believe, funny enough, I actually think that Mox's last Texas death match was also against Lance.
It was both. Yeah, both of them was.
Yeah, one was for the IWGP US title, the other one was for the AEW World.
And both were really good. So,
Oh, how
dude,
I don't I think
yeah,
Texas death matches are one of those matches that AEW knows how to deliver on.
yeah, it's not really hard to deliver on. And bro, I just expect Moxley to bleed a lot this match.
Yeah,
Mox is gonna bleed again.
he's gonna bleed again and again and again.
But I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the low key slept on and like not talked about enough matches.
Yeah,
Two
like the
big
feud here
names.
has been amazing.
It's been good, but I feel like it's been overshadowed by certain matches on this card. I don't feel like it's talked about enough. I feel
It
like this
has to
match
be.
has a lot of build and a lot of hype behind it. If you ask me, if we just go by name value and like what they have done together in the last few weeks, it's been pretty impressive, pretty good to watch on TV. What do you think?
I've enjoyed like the story between Hangman and Mox, and this all started when Hangman and Mox had a match where Mox knocked him out, and then Hangman was concussed, and on the way to the hospital or in the hospital, the doctors were asking, the typical concussion protocol questions. And I remember Hangman had said that he was charging his phone, and the doctor said, "Oh, you have a cute kid." And Hangman's just like, "Whose kid is this?" And
Dang.
I love that Hangman definitely knows how to just drive the sympathy with his character. So I see where Hangman's coming with this. Mox made
Like
him
you
forget
almost
about
ended my life. You almost ended my career.
that. He was knocked out cold. And I believe the score is what, 1-1 now?
Yeah.
And it's not like these guys are just taking it lying down. Mox beats Hangman and Hangman beats Mox. So you know what they do? Mox beats up the Dark Order. Hangman beats up Wheeler Yuta. And I guess all of this comes to a collision at Revolution in, honestly, no better match than a Texas Death Match.
Exactly. I agree. I feel like this is gonna be one of the probably one of the most brutal matches on Sunday night that we see in a while. I feel like they're just gonna beat the living crap out of each other, and it's gonna be a
I don't
bloody
know who forgets this, but Hangman can definitely go in a Texas Death Match. Mox's resume speaks for itself.
self. He's been in brutal matches with Kenny Omega, Lance Archer, even Bryan Danielson a few months like last year.
Yeah, fucking hell, let's even bring in some WWE coach with some extreme matches with Luke Harper. He's Hell in the Cell with Seth Rollins.
Exactly. His Chris Jericho steel cage match.
There you go, the Ambrose Asylum match.
There you go. Amber's a son. I forgot it. Yeah. So Mox has been in a pretty rough side of the fights himself. Street fights. I mean, he's been in matches with Punk as of late. So both of these dudes' resume are like speak for themselves.
Oh hell
This
yeah.
could go either way. I wouldn't even be mad. But I got John Moxley winning this.
See, this one isn't easy for me. I want to say I got Mox, but for the redemption, I gotta say I got Hangman.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. And it's a former world champion, so even if he does lose, I don't think anybody here will be crying or complaining.
I'll even say I think the winner of this is the number one contender for the world title, in my opinion.
So let's say Mox wins. You would like to see him revisit like either Daniel Bryan feud or MJF feud?
Yes, I want either man to challenge whoever wins between Bryan Danielson and MJF and be like, I nearly died last night. I think I've earned my shot here.
Yeah. And we haven't seen Hangman in the picture for quite some time now. It's been since last year, May, right? Double or Nothing. So yeah. I can see him like earning his way back into the picture. So you can't go wrong with either man in this match, if you ask me.
But be all and end all, I still got to say Hangman Page for the win.
Yeah, I got Moxley winning. The stakes are high for both men, so I can't wait to find out what's going to happen on Revolution.
Absolutely. Next is our first championship match that we're going to talk about. It is for the AEW Tag Team Championships. It is the Ass Boys, the Gun Club, Billy Gunn Sperm versus Total Nonstop Acclaim. Acclaim every Wednesday. Everybody loves the Acclaim.
Versus TNA Originals.
Versus the TNA Originals. God damn it. Why the fuck is Jeff Jarrett? You know, I'm going to hold off on that. Versus Danhausen and Orange Cassidy.
Oh, God. Dude, give me a break, man. You could have so much other tag teams qualify for this match.
We couldn't have Top Flight. We couldn't have
Private Party.
We could have Top Flight, Private Party, Aussie Open.
I don't know who I'm missing right now because I'm like so lost.
Yeah, like I'm so stuck on the Best Friends.
Yeah, exactly. Best Friends. Actual tag teams.
Actual tag teams.
But we chose Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and Orange Cassidy and Danhausen.
Which, you know, I said this last year when Danhausen like showed up. I was like, I don't get Danhausen. I still don't a year later.
But if anything, I could have seen who's Hook teaming with.
No one. Hook is kicking rocks.
Wasn't he teaming with Jungle Boy at one point?
Yeah, and then Jungle Boy said, "Yeah, I already did the tag team shit. I ain't doing that shit again."
Exactly, but I'm so disappointed in this year's Revolution's tag team title match. I feel like they could have done so much more better and put so much better names around the Gun Club and the Acclaim. But it is what it is for me.
Like, don't get me wrong. I don't mind seeing someone like a Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, but not on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, to me, AEW is supposed to be something brand new. I saw Jeff Jarrett growing up. I saw Jay Lethal growing up.
Exactly. And we don't need tag teams like Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. Danhausen's not even a real wrestler, if you want to be honest.
Like, Danhausen is a joke character. You guys can enjoy him. I don't, but you guys can. Orange Cassidy is...
He's a joke himself.
Fucking Orange Cassidy is that one lazy employee that's basically begging to get fired.
Yeah. Instead of having... I would have even taken Sting and Darby over these bums.
I would have fucking... Yeah, man. I would have taken fucking Sting and Darby.
And don't use Sting as a BL because we got fucking Jeff Jarrett in this match.
Let's be real. Let's be fucking real here. Sting is the best booked part-timer that AEW fucking has.
Exactly. He's the best used legend AEW has, if you ask me.
Sting has not been in the title picture. Sting has not buried anyone. Sting has literally just been there to elevate Darby, and he's done a wonderful job of that.
Exactly. So, like, I don't really get the mixes here. I don't really get why. Like, why would AEW add of Jeff Jarrett and a Jay Lethal,
a Danhausen and
an Orange Cassidy? Could have had two other legitimate tag teams that could have possibly put on a great match. I'm not saying this match might suck, but there's a high possibility that this match might not be good at all.
Like, all right, so I'm not gonna lie. I've enjoyed the Gun Club since November. From November to now, I've enjoyed the Gun Club. The Acclaim, Smooth, I know you've been an Acclaim fan since day one. They got me at All Out. But, all right, 2010, 2009, Jeff Jarrett, you know, he would get a pop out of me. Jay Lethal, X Division Jay Lethal, 2008, 9, 10, yeah, he would have gotten a pop out of me. But it's 2023, and they're not getting shit from me. Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, I couldn't give two fucks about together. Maybe individually, I'll maybe get a chuckle, but as a tag team,
it's the most random pairing ever.
Like, this is some press X on your WWE 22 game.
Dude, think about it anyway. Danhausen is competing for the AEW Tag Team Championship on Sunday night, bro. How does that even sound to you?
Again, there's nothing wrong with this, except it's on pay-per-view.
Give me a fucking break, bro. That shit is ridiculous, bro.
Orange Cassidy and Danhausen for the tag titles? Sure, whatever. Give me that on Rampage.
And then we got people wondering why AEW is not where it was a few 2 years ago. Shit like this is why.
But I think we fucking tore into this shit long enough.
I got
I got the Ass Boys.
Yeah, I got the Gun Club winning, retaining, because I feel like the Guns and the Acclaim are gonna face each other again eventually down the road. So, yeah.
Next, we have for the AEW Women's Championship, we have the heavy hitter, we have the great, we have the AEW Women's World Champion. Everyone's a fucking hater, Jamie Hayter versus Carla What You Want, Paige Saraya, that woman that got abused by Alberto Del Rio.
Oh, come on.
Versus the Runaway, the Reject.
The woman who turned heel for absolutely no reason.
The person that fucking turned heel for absolutely no reason. That's another one that fucking Paige can go for. Versus the Runaway, the Reject. Wait, is Ruby called the Reject, or did I just make that one up myself?
You just made that up yourself, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the idea of Ruby being called a Reject, so I'm gonna keep that going. The Runaway, the Reject, the Wasted Talent, the Riot, Ruby Soho.
I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna keep it short, guys. And Smooth, I'm brutally honest with you guys. I don't know what's going on between any three of these women. I don't keep up with AEW's women's division. I have no interest in the division. I'll be honest. They have a lackluster roster. If you ask me, division. So Smooth, I personally don't keep up with it, but I'm gonna have to go with Saraya. Saraya winning the title. What do you think?
I'm never going against Jamie, dude. We're all haters here. But to give like my brief rundown, since you haven't been keeping up in a sense.
Yeah.
Apparently, Paige and Toni Storm have turned heel. They spray L's on people, I guess. Jamie Hayter's just the GOAT, so she's just there to be champ. And Ruby is Ruby.
Last I did see a Ruby, I feel like she was trying to find her
self
in this match, in this feud, this whole not feud because this hasn't been going on for too long, but this whole entire how you say it,
the story
to this match. I remember she was on a mic and she was just going off on a promo. I don't remember what she was saying, but I can see she has a lot of passion still. She still hasn't gave up and lost love, even though her spot in AEW so far hasn't really been up to par. So
yeah,
I'm really excited to see the showcase Ruby Soho is gonna showcase on Sunday night.
I still think Ruby should show TK, the first TBS champion.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's gonna show TK why she should be up in the ladders in the ranks.
And this isn't no disrespect, but can we get Ruby the Runaway Reject going? Yeah. So I want Jamie Hayter to retain, and then we finally get the Britt Baker versus Jamie Hayter feud going.
Yeah, I can see that. I definitely want that.
That's where we really get the ball rolling, the story going, the pages written.
Because we do know that's coming. We know that's coming eventually.
Eventually. And I guess it's a slow burn. I respect it. One way or another. We'll get the Doctor versus the Hater. No, exactly. I forgot what it is. It is the Pillar versus the Killer.
I like that one. But what do you talk to me about Saraya? Why do you think she has to gain, even if she doesn't win the title here? What do you think she
has gains? History to make. First ever woman to hold the NXT Divas and AEW Women's title.
Oh my god!
Yeah. She has, a lot of people like to say Paige started the Women's Revolution. So she kind of
was one of the first.
Yeah, one of the first. So how good does it feel? How good does it sound for her to win at Revolution? Even though I have Jamie Hayter winning.
Yeah.
For her to stand on top of the mountain and be women's champion in, I want to say, the long success of history throughout women's wrestling in the past 2 years. We have names such as Bianca Belair. We have names such as Charlotte Flair. We have names such as Julia. We have names such as Sasha Banks as women's champions in other companies. And I think
Mm.
Saraya adding her name in this list of talented women would mean something.
It would be a huge accomplishment, after everything she's been through the last 6 years. Coming back to win a world title in AEW, like you said, should be the first ever to have the NXT, the WWE Divas, and now if she wins the AEW Women's Champion, that would be a huge success to her, to anybody's resume, if you ask me.
Oh, hi! Just more gold on your resume is always amazing.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the chemistry these three women can have in the ring together. I do think this is going to be a good match.
I
So
don't think they'll let
let's see what we
down.
get.
I have so much hope in them.
Yeah, exactly. And Paige is finally probably starting to find her rhythm now that she's been back for a while. She knocked off the ring rust, so like we're probably gonna get a better Paige now going forward, like more pay-per-views.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I'll give you ring rust,
Yeah,
but I think enough time has passed.
exactly. It's been like 4 months, 5 months, 6 months since she's been back. So now there's no past. We got a fully healthy Paige, fully healthy Ruby, and a fully healthy Jamie. So you can't go wrong here. Are we gonna see blood?
I hope not.
Because I remember Ruby was bleeding like a month ago. Or
Yeah,
some
in
shit.
a lights out match.
Yeah.
I don't mind blood. I just want it to make sense. I think in a random triple threat, unless someone's gonna eat the steel post,
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's bleeding.
I would agree. I don't think it would make sense for anybody to bleed, unless it makes sense. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, if like someone goes head first on the steel post like Goldberg in that one Saudi show.
Exactly. Then it's understandable if blood is here, but you don't necessarily need to draw blood in order for this match to be good. So
I don't need like Jamie, Ruby, or Paige out of nowhere like getting off camera and you just see them bleeding.
Exactly. Because I remember Ruby when she started bleeding a month ago or two. That really was like trending on Twitter. So,
which I saw a lot of people bitching about that. It's like, dude, it's an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah, and even some journalists and some podcasters were complaining about it, but it really had a lot of fans like mad or even talking. So who knows what AEW do? Probably make a bleed again to talk.
You're right, man. It's all about getting those eyes, those ears, those lips moving.
Clicks. Yep.
Those clicks. But
So
I think we're getting on this match for no too long.
Yeah, we can stay on this match for the whole next hour. No, just kidding.
Next is for the AEW TNT Championship. It is the king of television, the Samoan submission machine, the powerhouse. It is Samoa Joe versus the Powerbomb Symphony, the Powerbomb Machine, the absolute oh wait, wrong guy. That's Jeff Cobb. It is fucking Wardlow.
And you forgot to throw in the RH Television Champion as well.
That's what I meant when I said the king of television, because apparently that's what Joe calls himself.
When he holds that's his nickname now. Yeah. I like how you did that too, so the fans could get it. It's only for the AEW TNT Championship. For those of you who don't know, because Joe's carrying two, and you guys might get confused, like, oh, he's gonna defend both. No, it's only for the AEW TNT.
No. AEW is actually letting their double champs defend separately, unlike other places.
Yes. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. This is another one. This is another one where one guy left TV for a long time, and it kind of threw me and left me without like caring. I want to see, if anything, I want to see Samoa Joe and Darby again.
Yeah, because now it's like the focus feels now more so on Darby and less so on Wardlow.
Exactly, and I feel like him taking time off wasn't really that necessary. Even though I know and I read that he was dealing with injuries. So he needed
to. That's fine. Take care of your injuries.
But it's like we could revisit this after a few months later, or once he gets his feet wet again. I don't think you just jump right back into this feed because you just made it. I don't know.
a game
made
of
me
hot
care
potato.
less. Yeah, the title's feeling like it's hot potato, and it's like he was just
Especially
pretty.
since Darby was having good matches with people like Kushida, like Buddy Matthews.
Exactly. And then he had a good match with Joe twice. So it kind of had people like, yeah, I want to see this more. I want to see more of them. I want to see what else they can do together. And then you just throw Warlord back into mix randomly. I don't think that was a good idea. But it is what it is. We got Joe versus Warlord. What's your thoughts?
Honestly, I'm hoping that Joe beats Wardlow here because I do think that Wardlow is just he got a little above the TNT title. That was, to get the ball rolling, to get him walking. I now want to see down the line Wardlow versus MJF. So I do agree with you that revisiting this kind of felt pointless because we already imagined bigger and better things. You imagine Joe versus Darby Part 3, and I'm imagining Wardlow versus MJF somewhere down the line, maybe even Double or Nothing.
Exactly. For a world title. We
For the world title.
we imagine Warlord in a much higher role,
Exactly.
Especially after all the momentum he had last year. I thought AEW really could have done something with that.
Like, I enjoy Wardlow. He's one of the big guys that whenever I watch him, he feels real, as if I can bump into him on the street. And a lot of people have been making this comparison, and apparently on Being the Elite, Wardlow himself made this comparison where in Smooth, I don't know if you feel like this, if you've ever had this thought process, but could Wardlow be the next Dave?
He does remind me a lot of Batista. And even before he started blowing up, I saw a lot of similarities between him and Dave Batista. So yeah, he can if you do it the right way, like AEW was on pace to do it last year, you can build him into another Dave or another Batista, or people like to say. So yeah, I would say yeah.
I remember on Being the Elite, it was the Dark Order and Wardlow talking. Dark Order was talking about, oh yeah, how about you join our faction? And Wardlow's just like, no thanks, man. I walk alone. And then I think it was Evil Uno, where he's just like, oh, like Batista. He was like, what? And then he was like, yeah, like Batista, yeah, like, and then Wardlow's just like acting dumb. He's like,
hold on.
All right, I'll keep talking, but a lot of comparisons from Dave and Wardlow. How I actually think that we could have even had Wardlow and MJF stay together up until MJF had won the world title, and then
Yes.
MJF a little power hungry. Where he's just like, I don't need you, and so he kicks out Wardlow under him, and then he can somehow win the TNT title.
Or you have a similar type story where, all right, I'm tired of living in your shadow now. You do have the world title. I want the world title. I feel as if I can become a world title. And by then, like you said by now, he could have been, bro, forget about it. He could have been one of the most over guys in AEW still. Probably even bigger than what he was.
I do think Wardlow's over, but keeping him in the mid card would be insane.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if it's just you, but I'm not really feeling the short hair on Wardlow.
Dude, you too, right? Dude, I'm not feeling it. Like for you guys that were TNA fans back in the day, this gives me the same vibe as bald Frankie, as bald Kazarian.
Yeah, when he first cut his hair, you were just like, what?
And it's like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, it took some time, and I feel like it's gonna take some time for us to get used to. But let me say something. I just feel like him and Joe really kind of stale. I don't really think you could get any further than this, so I would like this to be their last match.
Same,
I love
then
Joe,
again,
yeah.
And then another thing is like Joe is great where he is. He doesn't need to win the world title. He doesn't need to go on the TNA undefeated streak.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe's perfect where he's at.
Yeah, Joe is perfect where he's at. I like the way they've been using Joe. And for Wardlow, if he were to win the TNT title, I would like to see a different type of run for him. Have something for him creative coming up for him. Something special, something important, instead of him just randomly in tag matches and walking out the TNT title doing nothing with it,
Doing
like he did the
jack shit
first
with
time
it.
around. Yeah, make it mean something for him, bro. You need to utilize Warlow as a TNT title to hope that title and him, because they both need hope. The TNT title and Warlow needs hope right now. So I got Warlow winning.
All right, so I got Joe winning, and then he can continue the reign of the the king of television, the king of the cable, whatever else this dude's got.
Yeah, I can see it happening. It could go either way if you ask me, though.
Next, we have honestly what might just be match of the night. We have for the AEW Trios titles, tag titles, it is the Elite, the Elite versus the House of Black.
Nima, you want to go first on this one?
Sure, fucking. I remember. What was it for the AEW All Out video? I buried the House of Black or just Aleister Black or Malachi Black, whatever the fuck you guys want to call him. But here, the House.
Wait. The House of Black. Sorry to interrupt. It still has Buddy Matthews, Malachi Black, and this guy. What's
Brody
his name?
King.
Brody King. Yeah, it still got those.
Yes,
Right?
and they have Julia Hart as well.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. All right,
But all right. So I buried the House of Black back at All Out because they were just treating Malachi Black fucking horribly. But here, with the promos and the attacks and the blackouts, I don't care if the Elite have been tag champs for 10 minutes, 10 months, 10 hours. Just be glad this is better than your first run where you only held it for about 2 hours, an hour. This, I'm sorry to say, this is the House of Black's time. The house always wins, and this is the match to show it.
Yeah, this is the match to pull the trigger and to finally make up for the mistakes you guys were doing before Malachi went on that hiatus. And same thing for Buddy Matthew and Brody King. Instead of having them doing nothing, absolutely nothing important, had them win the titles now with Malachi, and to make the House of Black be what everybody thought it could be when it was first created. Live up to the potential, you know?
The house always wins. That has been the moniker since Malachi Black debuted and attacked Cody Rhodes. And there is no greater sense, no greater belief in the house than beating the Elite.
Exactly. And let's be honest, what does the Elite have? Why do they have to win?
They don't have to. They don't.
They're ready.
Like I said, just be glad that this is longer than your 2-hour run.
Exactly. They are 2-time world trio champions, tag team champions.
They won
the best of 7.
They defended the tag titles in a 3-on-2 handicap match.
They won the best of 7, came back 3-1. You don't really need anything else. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see Kenny on his solo shit again.
Actually, no. Hey Kenny, go back to Japan and defend the U.S. title.
Exactly, he's gonna defend the U.S. title now. Get rid of these trio titles from Kenny Omega and the Bucks.
Throw them shits in the bin.
Yeah, give them to the House of Black. Let them do something with it. Make it mean something. Don't just put the titles on them.
Also,
don't let this be another knock on my door shit, please.
Oh my god, not the knock on my door shit. But missed opportunity for the House of Black and the Elite to go bar for bar. Where on 1 week we could have had the Kings of the Black Throne, which are Malachi Black and Brody King versus the Young Bucks, and then on the next week we could have had the match that everyone's been fucking asking for since 2018. We could have fucking had Buddy Matthews versus Kenny Omega. You could have even made that for the U.S. title.
Exactly, leading up to this match.
And then on week 3,
have did all of that.
That's the trios match. Kings of the Black Throne beat the Young Bucks. That's point 1. Kenny beats Buddy Matthew. Point 1. Now it all comes together in a 3v3 for the trios titles.
Exactly, and that's where you have the House of Black get the upper hand, become the trios champion.
I ain't complaining I'm loving watching the Elite get their ass beat by the House of Black. And like I've said, the House always wins. And this is, well, not tonight, but Sunday, the night where we confirm that.
Yes, and I also have the House of Black winning. And the reason why I said don't let this be another knock on my door situation, it's a missed opportunity. This is the time to cash in on the opportunity you guys have now to rewrite the mistakes you guys have done for Malachi and the House of Black, Buddy Matthews and Brody King. This is the time. There's no other time. This is the perfect time.
It actually is. It's straight up the perfect time. But before we head into our main event, guys, we want to thank all you guys. Let's read some comments.
Let's read some comments, yeah.
Deontay McCord, yo, what's good, man? Pretty sure I haven't seen you here in the Talk for Glory comment section, but hey, welcome to Talk for Glory, man. Everyone's always going to be welcome no matter what. Cash Money, I've got Hangman.
What's up, brother?
You're part of cowboy shit, man. I fucking love seeing that. Wrestle Spot, what's up, man? Speaking of knocking my doors and clocks and time, BTBC Talk for Glory crossover coming soon. Danhausen and OC as a team on a pay-per-view is a huge
It's a fucking huge. I agree, bro. Please, man.
I still love Ruby. Dude, I respect it, man. I don't know where she was on TV before this feud, but I'm so glad people love Ruby. Ruby, the runaway
walks alone.
Wardlow walks alone. Hey, Tommy, what's up?
What is he laughing at? The TNA shit we said about Frankie?
Yeah. Bro, like I think it took us like 6 months to get behind bald Frankie.
Yeah, I was so used to him when Fortune and stuff with the long hair.
Exactly.
Even before Fortune, even with the long hair, still like
this X Division Frankie was goated with long hair.
Facts.
Also, long-haired Bobby Roode, but that's another video topic. The house must win. Cash, my dude, you're hitting them all on the right point. Z, dude, it's been a while since you've been in these comments, man. What's up, man?
Thank all of you guys for coming through, man, showing some support. AEW Revolution
is fluctuating between 5 and 6. So thank you, guys.
Don't forget to drop that like button, guys.
Drop a like, drop a sub, anything you want to tell the audience? Comments. But normally, we list down our social medias, but today we make things a little easier. So, guys, if you haven't already, follow us on our socials that you'll be able to see on our screen in about 3, 2,
1. Yes, sir. If you guys haven't already, you can follow me as you can see, Young Smooth TFG.
Enigma _V4_ on my Twitter. Whoops.
Yes. Yeah.
Enigma _V4 on my TikTok, Enigma _V4 on my Instagram, and Enigma _V4_ on my Twitch.
Yes, guys. So if you guys want to go follow us on any of our social medias, please do that. You guys can pause the video at any moment you want to go and copy and paste and do whatever. So yeah, guys, show some love, show some support. Drop a like, drop a sub. Turn on those posts.
Follow the mini-series as well. Forgot to say that as well.
Yeah, exactly. Enigma really. I don't really do the mini-series no more. But Enigma and Talk for Glory also crossovers to the mini-series, right?
Yep.
So, if you guys want to hear...
some Stardom, we have some New Japan.
Exactly. If you guys want to hear Enigma's thoughts on that... Yeah, exactly. If you guys want to hear Enigma's thoughts on that, go and check it out. Show some love. Show some support to the Talk for Glory mini-series, man.
Yep. On Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, anywhere you guys can listen to your daily podcast.
Exactly, man. You ready? Hold on.
But now it is time for them. It is. All right, one moment, guys. As we wait for Smooth, follow the socials, guys. So, guys, as we're waiting for Smooth, how about some people start talking? Give us your thoughts on Revolution. What's your favorite Revolution match? Are you guys happy about the Revolution match, ladder match being taken out and putting on Wednesday? I, for one, as much as I'm glad that Powerhouse Hobbs won that match, I have seen the complaints of people saying that they didn't like that you can blatantly see referees holding the ladder. And you know what? I kind of agree. I'm not a huge fan of referees holding the ladder in like plain sight. For the wrestler's safety, I respect it. I understand it. But just camera angle. I don't want to be able to see the referees holding the ladder. If anything, I would be okay if they did a camera shot of just the person climbing instead of like the whole like widespread.
Yeah.
This way you don't see
What are you talking about,
some
bro?
people. Oh, I'm talking about the ladder match that happened on Wednesday. Apparently there was some complaints about how you can like obviously see referees holding down ladders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you know that's nothing new. That's not an AEW thing. That's a straight up wrestling thing. Like
Yeah, I didn't get to check it out, so I don't even know who won.
Powerhouse Hobbs did.
Oh, he won. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You said it earlier.
Yeah, but yeah. To make a long story short, I understand the complaints, and from my perspective, the only way to fix it is just change the camera angle.
Yeah, just don't let it look too obvious, you know?
Like
That's
instead
the
of a
only thing that sucks about
widespread
these
shot
ladders.
of the area, just person climbing.
Yeah. Zoom in a little, you know? But you ready for the main event?
Yep, it's time for the main event, and it is for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship in a 60-minute Iron Man match. It is talk shit. It is better than you, and you know it. It is Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, versus the American Dragon, the former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, the man that's beaten Evolution, the man that's beaten the Shield, the man that's gone toe to toe with the Walker, the man that is pretty much the definition of stamina. It is a
Former ROH World Champion as well.
former ROH World Champion as well. Second best technical wrestler versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Whoa.
So I had to do that one. But fucking Bryan Danielson.
The best technical wrestler in all of pro wrestling right now. Daniel
Oh, we'll
Bryan.
cross that.
I mean, Bryan
We're
Danielson.
going to
There you
cross
go,
that bridge
guys.
eventually. Hopefully at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, so Bryan could do what he was supposed to do last year.
Fucking Zach versus Bryan Danielson is a whole video. But here is an Iron Man match, 60 minutes. MJF, Bryan Danielson. I've given my thoughts on this so many times through text, over the phone, social media, and for the first time ever,
yeah,
I got Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson winning.
You know me, Enigma, and for those of you who've been watching for a long time, know Smooth loves Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, however you guys want to call him. I love Daniel Bryan. He's one of my favorites. If I had a top 10 wrestler of all time, he's definitely in it. But that being said, I just think we're in a new era right now. It's too early. I just think MJF's gonna pull it off. I'm gonna go with my instinct.
Man, you ain't wrong for thinking that. But like I was saying, do I think MJF is good? Absolutely. I think MJF can go 25 to 30 minutes, 22 to 25 minutes, no problem. I think he is guaranteed, without a shadow of a doubt, can go 30 minutes in any match if you wanted to.
Yes.
But there's the key word, 30 minutes. And this is probably one of the few times I'm going to praise Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is an absolute wrestling machine. I think Bryan Danielson can go 2 hours.
Yes. You ain't on about that.
This isn't about running away. This isn't about finally getting the title. This is literally a match of endurance.
Who's going to be able to outlast? And I feel like this is going to be the match where MJF finally gets to show us and all the other people who doubt him and his in-ring abilities to at least be able to compete and be in the same ring with Daniel Bryan for 60 minutes. Because a lot of people are going to be like, all right, MJF, like you just mentioned earlier, right?
Yep.
Can he last? How long is he going to last? 20 minutes? 30 minutes? Is he going to be able to last and outlast Bryan Danielson for 60 minutes? One of the best wrestlers of all time? I don't
legitimate
know. That's still a
60
question mark.
minutes.
Yeah, that's gonna be a battle. He's gonna have to like battle himself and show the world that he has all the talent in the world to do it. And I think he's gonna pull it off. I don't think it's gonna be pretty. I think some way, somehow, he's gonna find a way to cheat his way to victory. Probably last minute, but I really do think this is gonna be a match where it's either he's gonna show us he's built for this, or it's a match where he gets exposed per se. What do you think on that?
Honestly, I think this is going to show exactly what I've been saying, that MJF is a 30-minute man when it comes to that in ring, while
Yes.
Bryan Danielson is an absolute machine going 60 minutes. I genuinely think
Yeah.
that Bryan Danielson
Mhm.
will be just running miles, running laps, those 30 minutes, while MJF is gasping for air. He's like, God damn, I gotta do another 30? That's when Bryan Danielson.
Exactly. Yes.
Then Bryan Danielson's like, all right, time for me to get serious.
Second engine.
Yeah, like he's gonna get those second, and we've seen Bryan Danielson get those second engines.
Exactly. The question is, can MJF get the second engine? Is he going to be willing to put in the energy? Is he going to even have the same amount of energy that Bryan Danielson has after those first 30 minutes? Because, yes, the first 30 minutes for me is going to be competitive, but it's really going to be mainly about the last 30 minutes. That's going to show if he can retain and even keep up with a guy like Bryan Danielson in the ring. What do you think?
The best way I can compare Bryan Danielson, and MJF is who's an NBA player that is in from first quarter to fourth quarter.
It's like mainly superstars like LeBron James and Stephen Curry.
All right, so like Bryan Danielson is LeBron James. I'm going to see him in the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Well, I can see someone like MJF being a Michael Beasley, or they'll put him in the first quarter, keep him out the second, maybe keep him out the third, and then he's coming swinging on the fourth quarter.
Yes. Now this is MJF's chance to prove he's worthy of those fourth quarter minutes, the clutch minutes, because we already know Bryan Danielson's been there, done it. Like an he's a wrestling machine. Exactly. He's a wrestling machine. He's beating Revolution in one night. So to keep up with a guy like that, you're going to have to bring a lot. And Bryan Danielson has pretty much seen everything there is to see in this business.
Exactly. And, you know, this match proves more for MJF than does Bryan Danielson.
Exactly. I feel like this is more of a I have a lot to prove type match for MJF.
Also, in comparison to,
yeah, go ahead.
In comparison to the last Iron Man match I saw, which was Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler, where Seth got like 3 pinfalls, and then Drew started beating up Seth.
Yeah.
I want it to be like after every pinfall submission, both guys need to back each other up. So the ref gets MJF in one corner, Bryan Danielson in the other corner. If like they break, if they like don't go to their corners, all right, now that's a victory for either party. Don't let it be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, now separates them. No, MJF's gonna beat up Bryan Danielson and then they're gonna restart it.
Nah, yeah, I don't like that. That's boring. I hate when they do that, and that's probably what they're gonna go with. Ugh, I can't stand those type of like Iron Man matches that do that. I get it. Don't get me wrong. You usually want to do that for the comeback story, a believable story in the match, where it's like, all right, now the babyface is gonna have his like momentum shift, pretty much at the end of the match. He's gonna get beat up for the majority of the second half, but then he comes back and wins. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I just think, like I said, he's probably gonna win dirty. He's gonna have to pull something off to even like win Bryan Danielson in the Iron Man match to even get the upper hand on him. I just don't see MJF beating him clean 60 minutes.
Yeah, like I said, I think MJF is 30 minutes, 35 on his best day, but he's not 60.
Exactly. And this is more on him now to show that he's more than just a microphone, a fucking a promo.
Yeah, cuts, promos, character.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to see what MJF has in his toolbox.
But
I got MJF winning.
I got Bryan Danielson. Probably the first and only time I'm going to say that this year.
But is that all we got?
Yeah, I think that's everything we got. And thanks guys for always for showing up. We've been fluctuating between the numbers of 5 and 6. We've had 4, but right now at 2 viewers. So
Yes,
whether you're just
sir.
commenting or watching or you're just listening, thank you.
Yes, guys. Me and Enigma want to thank everybody for coming out and watching this show. Watching this podcast with us. And while we're doing it, if you guys haven't already, drop a like, drop a sub, give us your feedback. Let us know what you guys think of AEW Revolution 2023. Let us know what you guys think is gonna happen. We always love to hear feedback. We want to thank you guys for coming out. I can't wait, Enigma.
Yeah, honestly, I can't either. I genuinely think Revolution will be the kickstart of what AEW will have for us in the future.
Yeah, and it's gonna set the tone for 2023. So, guys, this is a very big pay-per-view for AEW, especially coming off their last Full Gear was really not their best. It's probably the worst out of their 4 years. So
yeah,
this is gonna be a lot of
I
making
like
up.
Full Gear 2.
Yeah. So this is
Not
gonna
the-
be a lot of making up. This has to be all right. This is what the tone is gonna be for this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, guys.
But with all that being said, again, thank you guys. Thank you guys for hearing us out. Thank you guys for commenting. Whereas, drop a like, drop a sub. What was it called? Oh, I remember. Watch Revolution, enjoy wrestling, and have a great night.